When asked by his mentor why he chose this field of health, fitness, and wellness, he responded, "I didn't. It chose me." Voted the best personal trainer of the year, Jeff Scott.
All right, and this guy comes running into the lobby screaming. He's like, "Someone come, please, help me, help me, help me." And we're all like, What is it? And he goes, "My wife, she's stuck outside, she's in a taxi cab, she's about to go into labor." And I'm a firm believer that a failure is someone who puts off till later what could be done right now. I think that if the opportunity to take action presents itself, take action. So I said, "Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go. I've never met your wife. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to help her give birth to a baby." So he points, and we run outside. And he was not athletic, so I'm bolt way ahead of him, and I'm running. I dive into the cabin. Here's this irate woman, and I can see that she's going to give birth in just a second. So I got to help her do the inappropriate thing. I got to help her undress. So I take her shoes off, and I keep reminding her the whole time. I'm like, "Calm down, just relax. I'm here to help." And usually when you tell someone to relax, it doesn't help them relax. So she's still panicking. So I rip her socks off, I rip her pants off, then I rip the next layer off. And the cab driver, he's like looking back behind us, he is not thrilled that this is going on. And I look up and I see all these cabs around us and all these people around us, and they're all looking right at me. And that was when I realized I was in the wrong cab. I looked like 2 cabs up and I saw the guy and his pregnant wife just staring at me. What are you doing? The point is, there is a point. This guy's hurt. The point is, you can be taking the right action, but if you're doing it at the wrong time, or if the circumstances are wrong, you're going to get the wrong result. Possibly a lawsuit. So if you're trying to improve your health, if you're trying to lower your healthcare costs in your company, if you're trying to make your employees more efficient, you got to make sure the circumstances are right. That's why we have to create a healthy work environment. So let me give you 3 quick keys to doing this. Number 1, you got to cast a vision, right? This is why you're the boss. This is why you're the leader. You're the visionary. The safe thing to do would be to go into work every day and assume that all your employees are blind. Because you're the one with the vision. You can see something that no one else can see, and you have to point to it, tell them where you're going and how you're going to get there so that they can follow. Then the next thing, number 2, after you've cast the vision, this is where a lot of leaders fall off. You have to lead by example. No one wants to be told by a doctor that they need to get more healthy, and then the doctor go to the next room and smoke a cigarette. You can't tell your employees that you care about them and their family, and then bring donuts and pizza to every meeting that you have. It doesn't work. The 2 are not synonymous. It doesn't work like that. So number 1, you got to cast the vision. Number 2, you got to lead by example. And number 3, this is my favorite one. reframes. Framing things. Once the frame is over something, you as the leader have the opportunity to make it whatever you want it. And along this path, people are going to get emotional. They're going to have their own opinions and feelings about these things. And it's your job to form those. One of the greatest reframes in history. President Ronald Reagan, he was running for his second term. He was the oldest president to ever run for office. He was 70 years old when he ran. And he was going up against Walter Mondale. And Mondale was smart. He knew that Reagan, he milked this thing in his campaign. So his whole campaign was, Reagan's too old, Reagan's senile. And he told this over and over and over again to the public, and they started to believe it. So Reagan is old, Reagan is senile. His polling, his votes started to go down, Reagan's did, because everyone thought, well, maybe he's not qualified to do this anymore. So then they went on the big presidential debate, big campaign on TV, national TV, live television. And here he is doing the same thing again. He's bashing Reagan over and over. He's putting this frame over him, saying he's too old, he's senile, he can't be president again. And then the moderator said, all right, okay, let's give Reagan a chance. President Reagan, do you think that age is an issue in this debate? And Reagan looked right at him and he goes, well, of course age is an issue in this debate. He goes, but I refuse to point out my opponent's youth and inexperience. 1 second, 1 sentence, he changed the nation's opinion of what could be done. He changed the nation's opinion of himself and this other guy. And he won by a landslide, by the way, and then afterwards was voted the most popular president ever. So reframes. So the 3 keys that I want you to take away today, if you're trying to employ health in your workplace, and if you're trying to be healthy, you're going to have to employ it in your workplace. Number 1, cast the vision. Tell your employees what you want to do. Number 2, lead by example. Bring veggie platters and fruit, and thank you, Linda, for thinking of those things today. And number 3, frame things the way you want people to see them. As the leader, you can do this. You and you alone can do this. So I'm a big believer in with big power comes big responsibility. If you're in a position to make changes for people, it's not your right to change people, it's your duty to help them change. So I want to say all of you here are great leaders. I encourage you to employ these techniques, create health in the workplace, and allow your employees to be great employees. Thank you guys.